I was desperate, broke, and seconds away from making a decision that could have ruined my life, and the only thing that stopped me was anime. I had a friend, let's call him Vince, who was a huge gambling addict. He always said, Kozra, you want to get into gambling? I have some sure win games, you won't lose a thing. And I always said, no, thanks. A year after, I was going through some pretty rough times. I had almost run out of money with nowhere to get more, so I reached out to Vince and he said, why don't you use the last of your funds to gamble? You'd easily multiply it when you win. And I said, I'll think about it. I looked at his Instagram story over the next couple of days and he posted win after win. And since I was hungry and desperate, I finally cracked. I said, I guess I'll give it a shot. The money's going to run out anyway, so I might as well try to win more. Later that night, I decided to watch out Taxi to distract me from my hunger, and a particular episode seemed to scream, don't gamble, at me. So I listened, and I'm so glad I did. I'm sure if I started, I'd have been hooked and lost a lot of money. Here's how a single anime episode saved me. I learned that the house mostly wins. Tanaka was hooked on a gacha game called Sudan, and the top player was a guy who scammed him of $1,000. He decided to have his revenge by either staying his number 1 rank or getting a rare animal. He aimed for a rare bird called the dodo, so he poured a lot of money into the game, and for years the game kept taking it, while giving him the hope that he'll win next time. Watching it made me remember about the time I lived with Vince. We stayed together for a year before I moved out, and when I look back on those times, I said, Vince has lost way more than he won, and when he won, he lost some of it trying to win again. So if I get into it, I'll probably lose, and I decided to keep my money. I counted how many meals I could afford, and then I see what happened next, and that choice was the right one. Before you even consider gambling, ask yourself this question: am I prepared to lose way more money than I win? And if the answer is no, then don't do it. And if you get into it and you have some insane luck, then leave with your winnings immediately. You're one of the rare people that beats the house, so enjoy your win. Watching Tanaka showed me that gambling just doesn't take your money, it can ruin your life. Before Tanaka got addicted to Zuden, he was a video game developer and he was living an okay life, but was isolated socially, and that's when he turned to Zuden to escape reality. Then he got sucked into the gacha game trap, and anytime he lost money, he ended up being more depressed, and it affected every area of his life. In every new scene, he looked worse than the last. He was spending all his money in the game, and he didn't have much left to eat good meals and take care of himself. He also didn't sleep much because he was busy playing the game. He told himself, this gambling addiction is a sickness, but I don't want to ask for help. When I watched that scene, I remember that when Vince really got into gambling, he didn't show up to school a lot, and I just thought he didn't like school. Then he looked so thin, and he stopped talking out and eating well, and I didn't understand why. Vince was a very good looking guy who used to take care of himself, and his parents were loaded, so he got a huge allowance. I just thought, maybe he wants to make a big purchase, like an expensive laptop, phone or console. But when I watched Tanaka, everything clicked. Gambling has the power to suck the life out of you if things don't go well, so if you want to avoid looking like a shadow of what you are now, don't gamble. Most people start to say, I'll stop after a couple of times and then they get addicted. Don't fall for the trap. Using your money to enjoy yourself is a far better investment. I love Vince's play because gambling didn't just make him regret himself, it made him do dangerous things. Vince was a guy who took care of everyone, frowned at bad habits, and was a really good guy. I looked up to him, but when he got into gambling, he ended up blowing his allowance every month. He owed his friends money and he had to sell his stuff to pay them back. After that, he never minded to replace his stuff and fuel his habits, so he turned to fraud. It solved both problems at once. He also got addicted to drugs and he spent a lot of time either at the club or hanging out with people who took drugs. After that, I said, Vince, I'm moving out of the place, and he said, oh, you're already a big boy now, right? You believe you can survive without me. You forgot everything I did for you. And I said, you've changed. And the new friends you bring over steal my stuff and they also wreck my PC. I'm losing mentally and financially. I'm grateful for everything you did for me, but I need my peace, so I have to leave. And I left. That's the same thing that happened to Tanaka. After playing the game for 4 years and spending over 5 million yen, Tanaka finally got the dodo and he ran to the road because he was so happy. Then the taxi driver almost ran him over, but he dodged the taxi and his phone entered the gutter. When he fixed it and recovered his data, he lost the dodo. He couldn't believe it. He blamed the taxi driver, and when he found a gun by chance, he decided to hunt down the taxi driver because he felt that the driver took everything from him. If you want to get into gambling, just know that it has the potential to ruin your life little by little, and you'll also just be making other people richer. If you don't want to end up like that, don't get into gambling. You regret it. The last thing I learned from Tanaka was that gambling can ruin your relationships. When I was in a better place financially, Vince called me and said, "Kausura, I need your help. Can you lend me some money?" And I said, "Sure. I'll get it back, right?" And he said, "Yeah, I've always paid you in the past. I'll refund your money soon." I lent him $40, and when I asked for my money, he kept giving me excuses and said, "I don't have money at the moment. I'll pay you later." He called me about 30 different times asking me to borrow him more money, and I told him, "I don't have any money," and then he stopped calling me. I think he got the message. Gambling also broke Tanaka's relationships. When Tanaka was a kid, he wanted to buy a rare eraser to show to his friends, and then he used his dad's credit card and his brother's PC without permission. He spent $1,000 to get the eraser, and the worst thing was, he didn't get the eraser, it was a scam. His dad beat him up, and his brother didn't trust him anymore. When he grew up, he was isolated because of his gambling addiction. Gambling is usually frowned upon, and for good reason too. So if you get into gambling, you can lose the trust of your family and friends, and if they want to take a decision that involves you, they'll probably consider a gambling addiction. Don't lose everything because you want to gamble. It isn't worth it. So that's how anime stopped me from getting into gambling. Vince and I didn't talk for a few years until something terrible happened. A mutual friend of ours died, and it seems Vince's gambling addiction also pushed the guy away. I showed up for the funeral, and I met Vince there. I noticed that he was looking good, so I asked him, "How have you been recently?" And he said, "I've been good." Since a lot of my friends left me, I looked at myself and I decided to stop gambling and most of my other vices. And I said, "That's why you're looking good now." And he said, "Exactly. Life has been good recently," and I was really happy to hear that. We chatted for a while, I collected his new number, and we hung out a lot after that. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment if you enjoyed the video. If you want to learn to make great decisions from anime, you can watch this video. Don't forget to take care of yourself, drink water, watch anime, and have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Jane.